Hello everyone, greetings. This is Nativa and I would like to take you through the plot summary or the plot review of Richard III by William Shakespeare. We have read this play before, but I feel it's paramount that we again look at the plot summary. Introduction. After the long civil war of roses between the royal families of York and Lancaster, England enjoys a period of peace under the king, none other than Edward IV, because he's the one who was the king then, or still the king at the opening of the play, and he victoriously wins it, and he fights hard to have the peace prevail in both areas. It is called a War of Roses, where the red rose stands for Lancaster and the white rose is for the House of the York. During the reign of Richard IV, when peace is prevailing and everyone is calm, everyone is cool, Richard, his brother, the middle brother, or the brother between Edward and Clarence, feels unwanted. He attaches his unhappiness to his natural deformity, but deep in him he's malicious and power hungry. So he transfers all that bitterness to the people who are peaceful, and so he's not happy with whoever is peaceful. And inside him he tries to aspire for the power, and he will stop at nothing to have this power got. And so he decides to kill everyone he has in order to become a king. Richard uses his intelligence, but since he's a traitor, he's a villain, I wouldn't want to call it so, his cunningness and his skills of deception and political manipulation, and he begins to campaign for the throne. He manipulates a noblewoman, that is Lady Anne, into marrying him. Remember, Lady Anne is a widow, and yet we know that the husband is killed by the same person. So even when she knows that her husband is killed by Richard III, she goes ahead to marry him. Why not? Richard is manipulative and he has the power of language. So his language cannot be stood by anyone, including his audience. You know, I told you from the start that he stops at nothing to have himself in power, the extent of killing his own brother, innocent brother. So he executes him, Clarence. And when he kills him, do you know what he does next? He shifts the burden of guilt onto his old sick brother, King Edward. And of course, this accelerates his sickness, and he eventually passes on. And when Edward dies, Richard becomes the Lord of the Protector of England, the figure in charge, until the sons of his elder brother Edward become of age and take on the power. He manipulates, Arya had told you how he manipulates Lady Anne into marrying him, despite the fact that she knows that he's the killer of her husband. He's one man that is very hard to resist, especially because of the way he uses language. In fact, when you look at all the monologues in this play, they hide his true character. They hide the true character of Richard till this time when the monologues end and we see the true character, we see the true Richard when he cannot hide anymore. But when he's still in the position to use his power, to use his language, he convinces everyone around him, the extent that sometimes one would even feel, maybe because he's deformed, he needs our sympathy as the audience. Anyway, we proceed. Richard does not stop there. He kills the court noblemen who are loyal to the princesses. It's unfortunate, especially Lord Hastings, the Chamberlain of England. Then Richard has the boys' relatives on their mother's side, the powerful kinsmen of Edward's wife, Queen Elizabeth, arrested and even executed. With Elizabeth and princesses, with Elizabeth and the princess are now unprotected. So Richard has his political allies, particularly his right-hand man, Lord Buckingham, campaigned for him to be crowned. Yeah, we see in the text, when you go to the deep analysis of the text, we see Buckingham with the bishop and other people campaigning that he should be crowned the king, and he pretends that he's not in need of the leadership. He doesn't want to be the king. He feels it is other people that are persuading him to be crowned the king. So Richard goes ahead to imprison the princess. There are two, the sons to Edward, and he does not stop there. He makes sure that they die at that tower. And you see, it becomes a reign of terror for everyone in England, in France. So it is every person is fearing, is frightened by his actions, by his deeds. And it is the time that one feels that indeed he's not a man worth being in power. So he has almost killed everyone, including his own right-hand person, Buckingham. Remember, he's also like his boss, he's power hungry. So when rumors begin to circulate about the challenge to the throne, who is gathering or coming from France, he really feels unsettled. He does not feel that he can manage. So all his noblemen run out from him, all the people run out from him, and they join hands and forces with the person that is coming on board. And this is none other than the Earl of Richmond, a descendant of second arm of the Lancaster family. Now England is ready. Remember, he's from France, but England is ready to welcome him. They are living under fear, they are living under terror, there is no peace. Bloodshed is the order of the day, there is confusion in the family, there is no peace, and actually there is almost civil war. So they are eager with two arms to welcome the new person. So in the meantime, of course, Richard tries his level best to consolidate and maintain his power. And what does he do? I've told you, no one steps in his way if he has to have this power. So he kills his own wife, Queen Anne, and then at the back of his mind, he has the intention of marrying the young Elizabeth, the daughter to the former Queen of Elizabeth, and for information, is the niece, their nieces. So he doesn't look at that. Of course, we actually know that he does not want to marry this niece because he loves her, like the way he does to Lady Anne. No, he marries this niece because he wants to secure and claim the throne. Towards the climax, we see the night before the battle begins. This battle is going to determine the rest of the activities which are happening. Everything depends on this battle. The success or the failure depends on this battle. So the night before that this battle takes place, both Richard and Richmond receive dreams. To Richmond, they are consoling him, they are giving him, these ghosts are giving him all the strength he needs, and they are assuring him that he's going to win the following morning. But when they come to Richard, you remember they are victims, they died because he's the one who killed them. They torment him and they curse him and they do all sorts of things, and they actually frighten him. He becomes weak, telling him that he would die the next day. This is foretelling, and indeed in reality he does not make it the following day. He actually dies. So in the battlefield, Richard is killed. We can see there how the ghosts of the people that he killed are tormenting him. They are giving him the hardest time ever. And as we reach the end of this summary plot, obviously Richmond is finally invades England. he's crowned the king, and he's called King Henry VII, and he promises a new era of peace for England. And the new king is betrothed to the young Elizabeth in order to unite the warring houses of Lancaster and New York. And you can see Richmond finally coming and crowned the king of England as well as France. Thank you so much for listening. Catch up with you in the next short video. Over the same, we shall be looking at other characters, we shall be looking at lessons, we shall be looking at themes and other tenets that are needed. That ever I remain